Live now. Hey, did it work? Please tell me it worked. Let's see. Gotta wait for chat to verify. Okay. You can hear me, you can see me, all that good stuff. We're good. Just gotta make sure. We live. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. Perfect. So in just a second, I'm going to wait for a little bit more homies to show up, and then I'm gonna film. Oh, there we go. 81. That's enough for me. Oh, hi Andrew. How are you doing? So I'm going to put on my story that we're all hanging out, and I want you to say hello for me in 3, 2, 1. Say hello. I'm gonna put you on the story on the gram. Oh man, he used the secret code. We're live. Hi, everyone. Oh, no. We are live. Come hang out on YouTube, doing really cool things with everybody. Hope to see you here. Okay. Now I post the link. Anyway, while I do this, oh, there's my voice. We have a lot to talk about today, and that's why I'm kind of doing this as an almost emergency stream. Typically, I give much more heads up, but not today. Boom. And dude, Instagram always does this thing where like it'll do 95% of my story, right? And then just not upload. So then I back out of the app and then it's like, hey, it never uploaded. So I go like 10 minutes without knowing that it hasn't uploaded. So we're gonna see if it finishes. Okay, so why I have brought you all here today. Oh my God, first super chat already. Thank you, Michael Murray. I really appreciate that. That is the world record of that Dude in Blue streaming super chats. You know what? While we're here, I'll just say it. I'm always going to prioritize those because of the generosity. I hope you understand. Okay, boys, we are good. It is on Instagram. Okay, so to fill you guys in on something, I had an event happen a few months ago, and it was called DudeCana. And basically, what it was you have two cars go on mirrored courses, right? And they drift. So it's two drift cars racing. So it was really cool, a ton of fun. It was really neat to see. And I'll show you kind of an example of it. But the thing is that I have to change the name of the event. And I'm not really allowed to say more than that, but I'm sure you can kind of connect the dots of why. But I am here to have you guys help me make a new name. And I have a bunch of potentials. I have a bunch of potentials. Yeah, Fernando, we did do this before, but I've narrowed it down now. And I also got feedback from drifters and other car people, and none of those names really stuck. So I'm going to make some polls at different stages, like a bracket. Okay, so to give you context, the first thing I would want to do is show you what the event looks like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and if you're unfamiliar, give me one sec. Okay, is the screen sharing working? Can you guys all see it? Let me know if you guys can see it. Dylan's chilling. Thank you so much for the Canadian super chat. Thank you so much. Yeah, well, Dylan, unfortunately, they disagreed. So here's the concept. I have it on mute. So basically, I'm walking you through it. You have two drivers on each side. and they go around and they drift through this. And there are autocross segments, so think of it as a drift and grip competition. So basically, you go through chicanes, you drift around a barrel, do all that kind of stuff. I think you guys kind of get the point. But it's really neat to see, and crowds really liked it because it gave drifting a goal at the end for people who weren't familiar with drifting. Like when you try to describe drifting to an average person, they don't get it. So it was nice to have a finish line to give finality to it, right? Um, so basically, this is the event. Pro Street would be cool, but it need for speed, I think. So basically, makes you a better driver. You get some really great practice, and that is the event. So let me unscreen share. Okay, so the good thing about live streams is that I can do grippy drifty. I can do polls. So I'm gonna do this almost like a bracket. Okay, so I have a few. I have more than a few names, but we're gonna go through quite a few. Okay, so let's go ahead and start poll number 1. Round 1 of names. Grippy McDrifty. That's I like that. Okay. So I have to I have to set the poll up to have more options. There we go. Okay, so we have, and I think they kind of progressively get better. So okay. And then what I'll do is I'll take all the winners of these rounds and then put them up against each other. Because, I was trying to do this by myself for days and days and days, and just nothing was clicking. And I just was like, why don't I? Dylan, that's a great comparison. It's not Force Battles with Drifting. Great comparison. Okay. This is round 1. Putting up the poll. Here we go. So let's see who wins round 1. Phil Stab. Here's $2. I just want attention. Well, Phil Stab, you're getting attention because your last name reminds me of Saab with 2 A's. So thank you so much, Phil Stab. Wow, Viva La Drift taking it quick. I'm actually surprised by that. Oh, nope. Here we go. Tandem Trials is actually pretty cool. I'll put that in a round later. It's pretty neat. Okay. Hello, I am here. Velo Drift is like good, but it was the best of the lot. Remember, they don't have to be great. They don't have to be perfect, right? We're all narrowing this down as a group, right? That's how we're looking at it. Like kind of working things out. And that way when the poster comes out, you'll be like, I help with that. Pretty sick. All right, so that was the best. I actually thought synchronized slides would have a better chance. I'll be honest with you. Fates G, thank you so much for the super chat. Since it's mirrored, you should use the word synchro as the driver, as in sync with their car. Plus gear, synchro is just a thought. Huge fan. That's what I mean. That's what I thought. Synchronized slides would be better and do better, but it didn't. Drift cross, pretty. All right, so round 1, the winner was Viva La Drift, but the second, who was second on that one while I'm typing here? Who is number 2 on that poll? Place was Takeover Tortas. That's funny. Oh, it was a tie. Wow. It's a tie. That's pretty crazy. Okay, so you guys, would you choose synchronized slides or ready, steady, drift? Okay, ready, steady, just Asphalt Assault. That's a cool name. That is a cool name. But the problem with like a cool name is like it's still on a poster. Your brain has to know exactly what it is. You know what I mean? Like what is it representing? Ready, steady, drift. Ready, steady, drift. Ready, steady, drift. Synchronized slides. Oh no! Here, we'll go head to head with those two. All right, poll number 2. This is the losers bracket. Tandem tantrum. That's pretty sick. I like that too. Mirrored motoring. No, dude, the amount of times I use the word mirrored when I was trying to come up with a name is mind-boggling. Okay, so Ready, Steady, Drift. Interesting. Ready, Steady, Drift is taking the lead with 50 votes. I'm going to shut this poll down in about 10 seconds. And remember, when you guys are scrolling your feed, doom scrolling your feed before bed, and you saw a poster, which one sticks out more? I think that's like a great way to kind of translate the marketing of it, right? Cancer Cloud Masters. Oh man, that's funny. Ready, steady, yeah, okay. All right. So what I'll do is Oversteer Olympics. That's a pretty cool name. I think we talked about that last time. And I just forgot about it. Well, I'll put that one in a round later, okay? Okay. So I'm going to narrow it down. This is the end of round 1, okay? Oh, wait, hold on. Please hold. Start a poll. Oh, yeah, I have to end this poll, doofus. Okay. Start a poll. Boom. All right, this is the finals of round 1. What the guy? You guys like Viva La Drift? That's crazy. I'm so shocked how Viva La Drift has held on for so long. Other than the almost funny factor of Viva La Drift, which one would catch your attention more if you were looking at an ad? That's what we're trying to look at here. Somebody vote for Ready Steady Drift, please. Yeah, Dylan, that's the thing though, is like about the grip. It's definitely a backseat at the event, right? Because what we need is more drifters instead of autocrossers, and that was a big issue with the first event. Was like once the bracket, like other than practice, right? We had a bunch of people in grip cars do the practice, but for the actual competition, we limited it to people who could actually drift. So I'm trying to lean more into drifts. Yes. Okay. Well, I'm going to something Hispanic. Yeah, that's what I thought too, Fernando. But hey, my wife's Puerto Rican, so we even have a Puerto Rican flag, at our house. That's fine. Let's see here. Kevin, just to keep you updated, we're renaming one of my events that is autocross racing, but you're drifting instead. 2 courses, mirrored drifting, going around finish line. Okay. Relay race is something I definitely want to do in a different round for sure. Okay, Police 428, thank you so much for the super chat, man. Return for Nashville today at 2 a.m. Wild time. Wish I took the GTI down to you for reviews. Define meals. We'll make it happen. But folk can't drive stick. Would love for you to review it up in NY if you want to travel. Dude, we'll make it happen. Don't worry. We've talked before. We'll make it happen. Don't you worry. Drift Cross, yeah, it's just I know Drift Cross is like the obvious one, but I know for a fact if I was going, I'd be like, I don't care. That's the problem. Okay, so round one was Viva La Drift, but I feel like Ready Steady Drift is a better representation, to be honest with you. But I'm just gonna put that in my back pocket. All right. Twisted Drift. I have one like that, I think. All right, you guys ready for round two? Grip, slip, drift, and blue. Thank you, Fates. Gee. Let me give you a big old heart. Hold on. Boom. All right, so the more reasonable name, I think, is Ready City Drift, even though Viva La Drift is fun. Jose, yes, it's perfect. Perfect representation. Okay, Michael Murray, thank you so much for the super chat. Clapped out and tapped out. That's amazing. Review bag manual diesel wagon. Yeah, I'd be down. Absolutely. Shoot. Rule of thumb: if you shoot me an email about a car and I don't see it, it's nothing personal. I just get bombarded. I have like 20,000 unread right now, so just bump it every now and then if you don't mind. Okay, so not QNA doofus. Hold on. Start a poll. In poll. Yes, I think out loud. I'm sorry. Start a poll. All right. We're going to do round two. All right. I don't really like that one. I don't even want that on a poster. Okay. No. Man, I don't like hardly any of these, but I'm just going to put one in here anyway. Only have two for round two because I deleted two of the other ones I really didn't like. So, let's see here. Double Treble, I just think of Team Rocket. I'll be honest with you. Ooh, this is close. This is really close. Meow, that's right. Just call it no takeover kids allowed. We'll talk. Also, I'll talk about the whole Oklahoma thing later. I got some more details on that. I don't really plan on making a part two, but I can talk about some tea I got later after making that video. Tandem trials. No, don't worry. Tandem trials will be there. I got it. I have different brackets. We're gonna work our way through the brackets. Don't worry. I hated those two so much. Well, that's great. Then round two, just not even gonna get a chance. Okay, let's move on. To Unreal Tournament. One of these, I think, is what was the? Let's see. Tandem. Boom. Okay. Let's see this one. We're starting to narrow things down. I'll I saw Skid Spectrum and I was like, release your tism. See, yeah, Dylan, it's the Kana. That's what got me. I can't say it. I got a phone call. I got a phone call. What's it? Let's see here. Tandem Trials. Okay, Tandem Trials seems to be doing better. Okay. That was a pretty clear winner that round. Okay. I like that one pretty good. I feel pretty confident with that one. Quantum Drift. It's very similar to you know what? Okay, so Mike, I have Cosmic. Shameless self promotion. Cosmic Drift is happening again this year, October 17th and 18th, which the 18th is my birthday. So it's gonna be my birthday party. um, so the night before will be this style event, and the night after will be Cosmic Drift. So maybe Quantum Drift could be that the night before. Pretty cool. That sounds kind of neat. Kind of out of this world, you know? All right, so Tandem Trials taking a pretty strong lead. So let's move forward. Okay, so let's see this. Sorry, guys, I'm focused. Okay. Moving on to round 3. And I don't really. Oh my god! Now I'm like second guessing half of these. I'm like, why did I think of that? I don't like that. But this one's a harder one for sure. Why am I am struggling with my typing right now, guys. Boom. All right. Only between 2 right now. See what happens. Blue steel. Yeah. Ooh, pretty. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Asphalt Assault, I think, is a better name, but it comes across more as a grip event in my brain. Like if I have to immediately see that, and it's probably an event already. So yeah, by default, I might just have to do that. The event will be here in Georgia. Give me 1 second. We're going through these fast, guys. I'm glad there's not too much debate because that's when it gets annoying. Well, we can't decide, right? Okay. Da, da, da. I totally thought that this would take a lot longer than it has. let's see. Let's see. I'll throw that one in there too. We're about to get spicy. I think this one's going to be pretty tough. Hunter's in the building from Nappy Boy Automotive. Are you at work, Hunter? If you know what I'm saying? If you are, you should just come on by and join. Let's see. Okay. So, adding option. Round 4. Womp womp. Okay. Okay. I have a gut feeling about one of these. Actually, 2 of them. What I should just name it is formerly known as Dude Con. If only. A dodgeball reference, great. Clutch Kick Underground sounds like an off-brand Need for Speed game. I thought it would end up this way. The gut feeling is starting to show. Hold on. Now, okay, so Dylan K is onto something here. So I want you to imagine you're going through and it says That Dude in Blue presents. Would it be Tandem Trials? Would it be Oversteer Olympics? Like what flows in your brain as like a interesting? Because I need your all's help, please. Ready, set, draft. I don't know. Is there? I don't know. Dude Kana was the original name. Catch My Drift is taken, and it's a great name. Absolutely. So the design of the poster is going to be basically the last one because I couldn't really utilize it that much. So I'm just going to probably adjust that one. Let me see if I can show you a photo. It was in what, March? Or oh man, time flies, guys. Or was it like February? Oh man. Oh, I did my testing in February. Okay. So this is kind of what the poster looks like. That's what it looked like last time. So try to have a vibe like that somewhere in the way. So what I'll do is start a new poll. So Tandem took the poll pretty strongly. But what I'm going to do is add an element. So I'm going to basically emulate the poster. Got that. Okay, Tandem Trials just come off the tongue really well with TDIB. I will say that. All right, boom. Drift me, babe, maybe. think that definitely brings more to it, right? It kind of goes, oh, okay. Tires as the Olympic rings. That's a really cool idea. It is. It does get the point across. It definitely does. Wow. So I think we have a pretty clear winner, guys. I think we have a pretty clear winner. That's pretty awesome. Um, but here's another, for fun, just for fun. Imagine we do this in relay form, in like the Fast and Furious relay race style. What would be the name for that? That would be interesting. Would it just be tandem trials relay? I just don't think that comes off. I don't think you need to change the name for the relays. I get that too. Um, I'm just trying to think of how to add that on. If that makes sense. Yeah, tandem relay might work, right? Just tandem relay. You have two teams on each side. Boom. Man, let's see. Tandem trials. Tandem relay also sounds good. Okay. I mean, nobody really ever does relay races. Like, I'm just thinking about it, how fun that would be. It'd be so fun to watch. Project Car Purgatory. You mean like us all? T-Dib Tandem Series. Well, here's the thing, Dylan, is like what we would do, say we have even as small as 8 drivers, right? We could just do 4 and 4 or 2, 2, 2, 2, right? You kind of make what you do. Like the first Dude Kana, or formerly known as Dude Kana, now I guess right now Tandem Trials. Um, that is a good name, guys. I really appreciate you guys like helping me with that. Like it's pretty awesome. I'm actually really stoked about that. Now I can actually hit up my graphic designer that I trust to be like, just make small adjustments, please. Um, right, exactly. Tandem series or relay. Okay. Let's see. T-Div TT. Wow, dude, that's exciting stuff. It's exciting stuff. Okay, so Dorif Do, the Isle of T-Dib. Okay, so I feel really great, guys. That's been really awesome of you guys to help me. Um, as of right now, I have a little bit more things we can talk about today. If you'd like to stick around, I know we've only streamed for about 30 minutes. It is still pretty early in the evening, so definitely we can do some super chat Q and A's, but I can also do some updates about things. Um, so I let's see here. I had the most press cars I've ever had in my career the past 2 months. That's why I haven't been uploading as much. I've been uploading, but not as much because I've been so busy filming these things. And I think a few of them you'll be very interested to hear my opinion. Some of them I don't really know yet, but one of them for sure. The Dodge Charger EV. I finally drove it, and I had it for a week. So I had some things to say, as you could imagine. So that'll be coming out soon. uh, Done ZR1? No, I unfortunately, and I don't mean this in a pity party way, did not get invited to the press event, which, oh my God, that was like the one. That was like the one I wanted to go so badly. I was like, okay, I went to the Z06 one, I went to the ZR1 in Vale. Hopefully, just hopefully, I'll get the call. And I didn't get the call. So that's kind of how it works in this industry. You don't really ask, you get asked. So unfortunately, did not get asked for that one. But man, oh man, I would have loved to drive that thing. I am still hoping some rich man who has one will let me film it. So maybe we'll all spam the comments. Find him a ZR1. Okay. So next is I also lived with the Hyundai Ioniq 5N for a week, um, which I know it's an EV, but I had a lot of things to say about that too, living with that for a week. But it was pretty mind blowing over the time of me sharing it. I tricked some of my friends and thinking it was a gas car, which is really fascinating. Tuxedo Runner, hello, my friend. What's up? My brakes finally fixed. Heck yeah, dude. That's gonna be awesome. But I appreciate the super chat as always. Also, I drove the AMG GT63 Mercedes, one of the most expensive cars I've ever reviewed, and the new WRX TS. Yes, I drove the new WRX. Finally, a car I've not been nice to. So so I'll have some things to say about that as well. It's not all bad. It's just there's not too much like mind blowing things about it either, but you'll see. Um, and also, let's see here. I've not driven the Shogun. I saw that in the corner of my eye. Um, Also, an update. I don't. If you guys don't know, if you're here at the stream, you probably do know. I have a second YouTube channel that I kind of experiment on, and I'm actually starting to lean into that channel some more because due to, I'll just be transparent, due to the inconsistency of viewership on That Dude in Blue, I'm gonna start doing things on a different channel as well to try and mine the gap. It's called That Dude 2. That Dude 2. And it has almost nothing to do with cars. But the reason I'm bringing it up is that I want to thank everybody who went over there, subscribed, and also watched my 285 mini doc I did about these students who all went on I-285 and with the speed limit in every single lane and backed up all of traffic to prove a point that 55 was too slow. So um, I did a small mini doc on that, I guess you could say, and it has almost 100,000 views, which on That Dude in Blue I consider a success. Channel wasn't monetized, but due to that video doing well, it got remonetized today. So I just wanted to thank everybody for going over there. It is a huge different thing compared to That Dude in Blue. So I really appreciate you guys. All the people are coming in. What do you need help with? We actually just finished up renaming in a car event because I had to do it due to reasons that I can't get into. But just think of a gavel. That's what I'll say. So I had to rename a car event, and the name that one was Tandem Trials. So pretty cool. Michael Murray coming in hot with the super chat. Thank you so much. What about Life of Pat? That is actually the one. It's the same channel. Video helped me a ton in 2018. I love the more personal feel of video on that channel. So I renamed it because for some reason, when I had it as Life of Pat, it like got really hard to find. And so I renamed it to That Dude 2. That way it's like, it is David. Like it just made things a little bit more clear when people went over there. So I just made it much more clear that it's me, but just in a different kind of thing. So yeah, I'm really, really stoked about that. I finally had a big hit. Oh, by the way, Michael, the thing you were talking about in your super chat, that video got demonetized because of what I was talking about. So that really did not help that channel. Thank you for subscribing, Cheech. I appreciate that. And but no, it's just like a fun experimental channel. I'm just kind of throwing darts at the board and seeing what's working, what's not working. So I'm probably gonna do more of those kind of mini docs. I'd say not too much editing. That way it just feels more fun. I'll be honest with you. Like the thing about That Dude in Blue is that the videos take so long to edit that when they do release, and if they don't do well, it's like a shot in the heart, right? It's like a But with That Dude too, if I make something that's fairly easy to produce, it's not that much of a big deal, right? If it doesn't do as well. So that's the thing. So I was going to talk about some projects. Um, yeah, the second channel is just random topics. If you go over there right now, there's no guidance whatsoever. It's literally experimentation as of right now. My banner literally just says I talk about stuff. That's all it is. But yes, I will probably be at SEMA. I usually am there every year. Okay, so somebody asked Project Car stuff. As of right now, I'm more so planning on selling. This is kind of me beating a dead horse here. Most live streams, I'm saying I'm selling some of my cars. I'm selling some of the cars. I just haven't had the time to get around to posting it on Project Car Exchange and all that kind of stuff. I want to make a big video about it, about why I'm making the decision to let go of some of these cars, why I need to do so, and it's more of a necessity than a want. I'll be honest with you, due to the state of things. And that's not me pity partying. It's just how life goes sometimes. We all yeah, I'm a yapologist, but yeah, we all have our ups and downs right now. I'm a little bit of a low point right now. So just have to get things going back again and keep me safe, if you know what I mean. So let's see here. I have something on my list of to-dos. Oh, yeah, I was going to touch base about my Oklahoma video the other day, which a lot of you guys found, well, to be interesting. It was one of the highest engagement videos I've ever had. Um, and so I basically talked about this big arrest that happened with 154 people at this car event that was supposed to be a birthday party, but then the cops said it wasn't a birthday party, and et cetera, et cetera. And it just got messier and messier. The more after I uploaded that, I got messages from both sides. And they're both like, no, this side's right, and this side's right, and this side's right. No, it was a taker of it. No, it wasn't. And so finally I was like, I'm not making a follow-up to this. So it was pretty crazy. So I'm pretty stoked that it's just like, all right, I'm staying out of this. Somebody said, I missed the 2J24. Where did that go? I saw that a second ago. I missed Smurf and the 2J240. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to post about the 2J240 again. I mean, the video of me restoring it again, rebuilding the engine, doing the entire wiring harness, all that, it did so bad that I think a lot of people either forgot about it, or my audience now is just so much older or newer that they just don't even really know the history of that car. So it was it was a big loss on that one. So I'm not quite sure when I'm gonna post about that car too much again. But Smurf, I'm still puzzled by the electrical issues. So I think I think what I'll end up doing is sending that car to Mustang Lifestyle to try to fix it. Because as of right now, I don't have a solution. I've tried everything. So you know, one of those things. Yeah, no, I like doing the build documentaries, but if to give you perspective, it's really hard for me since more people, I would say, this is all statistics, by the way, and this isn't me being like boohoo David. Statistically, people now come to me more for more of this, being in this office and giving takes about the car industry and everything, and also car reviews, than my builds anymore. And so my builds, you lose tens of thousands of dollars doing it. I mean, that video of the 2J240, for full transparency, I think it made like $80, like, because it didn't do well. So you just go, oh my God, what have I done? Right. So it's been crazy. So you just have to kind of choose your battles and choose what's going to keep you going after all these years and keep you adaptive, right? Um, I thought about doing vloggity vlogs again because they're pretty quick to turn out, but I think I would probably do it on the second channel because that would make way more sense, in my opinion, because it's more personal. So I'd probably revive the vloggity vlogs on that channel. And also, there's a new trend coming around YouTube where vlogs are getting a lot more raw and like not being as edited. Um, so like I even took notes the other day of somebody who was giving me advice, like making it casual, making it simple, minimal editing. You know, it's just stuff like that. That it's just like, okay, your life would be a lot easier, right? I'm probably not going to do any car stuff on the second channel. I want a break from it because it's what I live and breathe every single day, and it's been super brutal in this, right? So keep doing controversial stuff in the office like you've been doing. Anytime you've made an opinion piece on a new car, the videos seem to take off. No, I appreciate that, Dynasty, by the way. If you like fighting games, definitely go check out Dynasty. Super nice guy. We played each other on Xbox one time and I fought for my life, so it was pretty good. Um, Grid Life, Road America. I don't think I'll be able to make it Grid Life, Road America, but we shall see. Give me 1 second. Oh yeah, still got to sell my wheels and blower kit. Forgot to do that. It's on my list of to-dos on my notes right here. Let's see here. Gaming is a tough market as well, as Dynasty knows. It's so hyper competitive. So I don't think I would excel at it, to be honest. Roger is ready, dude. I'm not even kidding. I might text you right now and like line up time to come down because another friend of mine is in Orlando that's begging for me to come down and do some filming. So I might just show up. What's today? Tuesday. I'm literally gonna look at my calendar right now. Give me 1 second. For context, Andrew there has a GT500 swapped Marauder, so no big deal. Let's see here. Oh shoot, I can maybe come this weekend. I'm not even kidding. I might do that. I might just do that. What do you guys think? Should I just do an impromptu trip down there? I'll have to ask the other people in Florida to organize everything, but maybe. Sean, it's my VMP that was off the white car, the Gen 3 blower. Bradley's on. He's on right now. Is the Godzilla worth getting up? That's a great question. It kind of depends on your goals. Like if you want to stay NA and just do like a cam and some other stuff, yeah, that'd be awesome. But the Coyote has a character that's pretty hard to beat because it's so high revving and stuff. So different, different things. A live stream Q&A and your drive tips. That'd be kind of neat if I was like at the track and teaching things. It'd be kind of sick. Maybe I could talk to the track about that. That'd be kind of neat. Let's see. Well, yeah. Yeah, like Digger, if you're on a computer almost all day every day, like if I'm not filming, I'm right here. Like I'm always just on it. Also, the mechanical keyboard makes it sound way more impressive than it actually is. Hello, Underdog. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, Faye, I'm always down for some gaming stuff, like even just for fun. Just let me know. What is your PC specs? I am not that good, but I had this built by Puget Systems. They build editing workstations. I think my binder is actually like right here. Where is it? Please hold. There it is. So let's see what I got here. And what's cool is with the Jet, they go through the entire process that they tested your PC and everything. Corridor Digital uses them as well, or they used to anyway. Let's see. Pretty cool stuff. Skate Street. Yeah, I do it with you, Dynasty. No worries. We can find some time. I don't even know my own freaking setup, dog. It's been so long that I've looked at this. Okay. Yeah, AMD Ryzen X570S, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of good stuff. NVIDIA G. Oh, it's a 3080. It's got a 3080 in it. But this was years ago now. So, still really good. The Machinima reviewing a Warthog. Have you reviewed a first gen RX-7? Mind the shop. Yes, I have. I have driven 2 of them. Yeah, one was bone stock with the old rotary in it. No, 3. I've done 3. That's right. Done one with the stock motor, one with a built crazy 2 rotor with the fireballs coming out of the hood. And then another one that had a 1UZ twin turbo V8 in it. Pretty cool. Crazy. That's a great question. I'd probably just do a little bit higher mileage as 550. You'd probably be fine. That's just my opinion. It all depends on how you drive it too. All right. You know what? I am going to do a goal. See if I can do a super chat goal. We'll go on an impulsive car review trip to Florida to film really cool stuff. Hold on, I will. To Florida within 2 weeks to review GT500 swapped Marauder. Hold on. Review crazy builds in Florida. Crazy builds. You cannot resist. There. See, high tech, I would, but every time they're usually just too busy, unfortunately. It's nothing personal. Tuxedo Runner #1. My guess sometime in the fall season. We finish my review. Have a look cooler. Thank you once again. I appreciate it. I do still have the blue Mustang. Oh wait, let me end this poll real quick. Let's see. Is Smurf going to come back whenever it gets fixed electrically? I just can't do it. I personally not been able to figure it out. It's just been too long. And I'm just kind of over it. You said you had an editor. No, I don't have an editor. I do everything. Sorry, my chat is lagging. I apologize. Why is my chat lagging? Harbor Freight Predator engine to Maz protege. So I think off the top of my head, so there's the Marauder that Bradley mentioned earlier. There's also a Taurus SHO swapped truck. My friend Jonathan did that. I would also do that when I'm down there, uh, which is crazy, like absolutely nuts. You never see that. It is the twin turbo V6 3.5, and then it's like in an old little like mini truck. Like I can't even describe it. It's like this weird mini truck thing. Um, and then a Tercel. There's a Toyota Tercel that's been waiting on me to review as well. Pretty cool. Michael already removed it. Already removed that head unit, put the old one back in. Changed the alternator 4 times. I changed the PDM 3 times. I've changed the headlights. I went back to stock headlights. What else did I do? I changed some of the wiring harnesses. My headlights still flicker under throttle. The car feels twice as slow as it used to be. There's just a lot wrong with it, and I just can't. I just can't figure it out. So I'm just kind of over it. Womp womp. Okay, well I am going. I have checked all the grounds as well. All right, I am going to remove that goal then because I don't have any more time in June really to do it. I cannot break a promise. It's not my thing. Well, the problem is Smurf still has to pass emissions here in Georgia, so I have to use the stock ECU to fix it. And no, I'm not registering it somewhere else. I know that's going to come up in chat. Yeah, just keep me posted. We'll make it happen. Yeah, I have to get ready for tandem trials. Oh yeah, speaking of, I should probably mention that That Dude in Blue presents tandem trials is on June 21st. Oh, well, I can't even say that right. Caffeine and Octane Linear Raceway. Oh my God, David. You stink. From PR, dude, I'd love to go back. I'd absolutely love to go back. I cannot believe it was 2019. That's when I went back, or that's when I was there last time. It was like a different planet back then, literally. Only like a year later, everything went to crap. Whether it's computers or cars, technology does not like to cooperate. Never, never, ever, ever. Yeah, it's like not. It's just funny how like every platform I touch, there's just something weird that's never been seen before. Like the Hellcat Magnum's the best example. Like nobody's been able to solve that for 3 years. Um, and then Smurf, nobody's been able to figure out. The 2J240 has, obviously just crazy things happened with that thing. The Coyote car was just kind of bad luck. It's just one thing after another, you know? Fates, that's funny, dude. Yeah, no, Sean, I would never be able to live with myself if my project cars didn't work and I just ended the series there. Like that, I just couldn't. Just couldn't. I've already replaced the ECU as well. So, like at this point, I'm just like, I don't know. And every time I go into my garage, I look at it. I'm like, why you have to be so mean to me? Why? Why? How many YouTubers do you think actually make car function? More than you'd think, but it's most likely because they have a huge team behind them. And I don't mean that it's a smart thing to do. They have a huge team behind them to where they all have a certain set of skills and they're all really good at that one thing, right? And it just comes together quickly because they are all there. When you're just me and just like the worst tech on the planet, it's just not helpful. Michael Murray, thank you so much. Again, you've had the worst luck with cars and bins at G&G. Watching all your cars keep breaking since I grew up watching Smurf Evolve. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And no, even it's funny. Ben has been texting me about the Mustang build that they're doing, and I'm like, "Don't do this, do this. Don't do this, do this." And he's actually pretty good about it. It's been really cool to see. Darren Hall, thank you so much. I should call you Sir Swaps a lot. Yes, because it was funny. 1320 Video came by. It did their little like garage tour thing that they've been doing. That they came by roughly a month ago, and excuse me, and they literally brought up something I just never really thought about. They're like, "Are you saying that pretty much all of your projects don't have the original motor in it?" I'm like, "Oh yeah," other than like Smurf, right? And the Miata that I drive every day, right? 1320 is called 1320 for 1,320 feet is the length of a quarter-mile drag strip. I love the Throttle guys. They're awesome. I should hit them up. I need to hit them up because they said I would come back and review the Ferrari, with like the mint green interior and stuff. I still need to go back and do that. Michael Murray. Oh my! Can we all give a round of applause for Michael Murray for all the super chats? Thank you so much, man. If you review my wagon, Tall Ben is gonna be hearing from me. He and I have a rivalry right now. At the mention of a wagon, he trembles. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, Ben and Ben, we go way back. I mean, any day. Oh, there we go. I was going any day now. You caught me. You caught me going, oh, won't it work? And of course, oh man, almost all the homies left, but I don't blame them. I don't blame them one bit. So hopefully they'll come back. But anyway, yeah, 240SX moment is way more accurate. It's way more accurate. I am alive, indeed. His internet had a power. That's just rude. You stop right now. That's too close to home. That is just mean. Okay. You got to get a few people to help with the channel and build. I don't know how you're still a one-man show. Well, yeah, Dynasty. The thing is just like there's no way, like, easy way to explain it. I just don't have the. I can't really afford it, to be honest with you, because of how up and down. I'm sure you can empathize with that. It's just how inconsistent things could be. But like one month away of like a bad performance, that dude blue's done. Like that's kind of where it's at. So it's just like that sucks. So you got to just be really careful, and how I time manage is very important to me, and I try my very best to time manage. So you just have to be careful. It's kind of like what I talked about in like my video. I talked about like big YouTube channels, especially in the automotive space. Like I don't know how they stay alive. I just don't know. I don't know how like big YouTube channels like that get viewership like this stick around and pay their employees. I just don't know how it happens. But That's scary, man. That is scary to think about. But if you're getting like a million views a video, yeah, you're absolutely need to expand. You're crazy. Okay, I have done a Raid Shadow Legends ad, and it was to pay the rent of this office. I will be transparent, but that was a very long time. No, it was pre-office. I can't even say that. It was my mortgage. There you go. It was my mortgage. So merge sales are very, very difficult. If you don't vlog and like have that real personal connection with your audience, y- merch just doesn't really sell. At least for me, um, I've never had a successful merch line, and I've tried it several different ways. Unfortunately, one of them was really gross and dirty, where the other party really screwed me over and made a bunch of false promises, so I lost out on a lot of money. Um, but yeah, merch stuff, your audience has to be hardcore, right? It's got to be like, I really support this person. And most of the time I've sold merch, it's been in the negative. So it's usually just really not. In person, that's the only time merch ever really did well for me. So like at Cosmic Drift, I had this beautiful design made for Cosmic Drift last year. It was awesome, and it did really great. But that was in person, right? People are excited, right? They're at the event. They're like, "Oh, there's merch over there. That's awesome. I'll grab one because I want this memory." But it's because it was live. I'm really good at live in person stuff. I know that's my strengths. But when it comes to selling merch on the channel, it's never really been that successful. Ah, see, Michael Murray even says it. It was in person. There you go. The keychains did good. Those did pretty okay back in the day. I actually will say that. Mm. Jacob, I'm not quite sure. I don't know. I don't think so. I think you would still need to do Gen 2 Coyote everything. But yeah, I'm stumped on that one. I'm sure somebody in here will know. Is threadbare, but I can't. Yeah, dude. I will say though, Moto Loot. Yeah, okay. This is like more of a charming thing than like a money thing. Okay, like I haven't promoted those keychains in years, and Motoloot.com, who did those for me, he still sells them very minimally. Like it's still on his website, right? It's just kind of there if people want to buy one. And even if it's like $1 or two, he still sends his share of the cut to me. Like, and that just makes me go, that's an honorable guy. Like, that's just amazing to me. He still makes sure that if anything of mine gets sold on that website, even if I don't promote it, it's like, hey, here's your $2, you know? So it's pretty cool. No, that's a great idea, Long Wing, but it's just the logistics of it because I have to not only would I have to plan the tour, I would also need to edit and film a bunch of videos before I go on the road. That way they come out as I was on the road. So I averaged my goal for 1 month of That Dude in Blue is 12 videos. That's 3 times a week. So if I'm say on tour for like 2 months, I need to do 24 videos basically with good thumbnails and titles, with good descriptions, with good everything. Um, so it's a lot. So it's more of like the prep work than the actual traveling. So that's another thing. Yeah, I mean, I've always thought about that. I actually the only time I've ever had an editor was for YouTube Shorts. But YouTube Shorts for a lot of creators is very successful for them. For me, it actually I made less money. It's like it almost this is a theory, but it like diluted my revenue. It's like, oh wait, what views are coming from where? Because long form is king for revenue. Like it's way better for revenue. And shorts you make like nothing. So I was just like, oh, maybe this wasn't a good idea. And even if one of them got like 500,000 views and it made like $3, I was like, that's crazy. Call Tanner, do it Top Gear with him. Oh, speaking of, do you see that rumor? Is it a rumor or is it confirmed that the Throttle House guys are doing the Grand Tour? Did you guys see that? Because that's a big career move if that's the case. Fates G, see, here's the thing though. 30,000 people fills up most stadiums almost the entire way. That's what's so hard to gauge YouTube audience. It's like we're so used to seeing numbers on a screen that a lot of the times it's like, wait, somebody out there chose my thing. You know what I mean? And that's 30,000 people. And I think we all do a disservice to undermining views that are like under 100,000, right? And it's just like, wow, like our expectations are so high, right? Big Chippin. Okay, I love that name. Just stopping by, say did the content, and I'm glad you kept it up. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that super chat. I really appreciate that, man. Yeah, Dynasty, that's a great way to say it. But at least for me, I didn't really gain any big subscriber counts from shorts. Um, I don't believe so. But I'm gonna look right now. I'm gonna look right now. Please hold. All right, content. Mm, 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 Shorts. Let's see. I'm taking way too long to find. Oh yeah, plus one subscriber from shorts. To be fair, I haven't posted any in a while. I only have 8,000 views from it, but it was one subscriber. Yeah, Fates, dude, that's something to be proud of. And I don't think enough creators like tell people that, right? It's like, do you know how like people don't realize that I've said this a million times and I'm not a high horse, right? I'm just saying this. It took me 4 years basically. No, 3 years. It took me 3 years of grinding to hit 1,000 subscribers. 1,000. Then by 2014, I hit 15,000. And then 2014, I think was the biggest growth year of my career, I believe. It was 2015 was bonkers. 2015 was definitely one of my craziest years. But yeah, 2014 and 15, I had the biggest growth. But that was 4 years later, right? That's a long, long time. Long, long time. Long wing to train. Do you think it contributed to merch sales issues, the current state of the economy? I don't, because all the other YouTubers that I know personally, and I talked about merch sales stuff, they're all doing great. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's creator to creator basis. One thing, yeah, Sean, I agree, but I think the hardest part is I really wish. Okay, so we're in one of the most. When I say we, I mean us as a community, right? As a hobby, as the industry, all that kind of stuff. It is arguably the most expensive YouTube channel you could do, and at the same time, car news, especially OEM car news, that's exciting, is so few and far between. Like if I pull up Google right now and I have the top one car news today. I look up car news every single day to see if there's anything worth talking about in my news format because I actually really enjoy doing my news format. Um, but there's just not a lot of interesting stuff. Like, oh, they're developing a minivan or whatever. Like that's 90% of it. Oh, the Red Bull Ford relationship, I'm not sure about. That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. Michael Murray, good night, everyone. Thank you so much, Michael. That was so nice of you to do all those super chats. You didn't have to do that. So I really, really appreciate all the help. I will make sure these funds go to good use. You could do deep dives into weird builds from the past, showcase stuff you wish could have stuck around. Do you mean more like I'm so sorry. I'm blanking out right here. I apologize. Do you mean like car companies? Like so for example, I kind of experimented with some formats. Like I did one all about I can't even say this on stream. The Korea up that way, how they stole a bunch of cars from Volvo. Like I did that and it was bad. It did not do well. But that was kind of like a fun deep dive into a subject of like, oh wow, that happened. So I also thought about making a documentary about the Dale, and the Dale was one of the biggest scams in automotive history. But regular car reviews already did one, and it didn't do that great. But I could maybe do it in my format, and maybe that would work. I don't know. I'm spitballing here at this point, but this is why I do lives. I enjoy kind of bouncing off things. I promise I'm open to all of this. Um, let's see. Victor Bryce, thank you so much for that fat super chat. Thank you. Do you consider going to Dixie, Sonoya, Wendor, or North Georgia Speedway for dirt track racing? It'd be something new, and you say consider it past. Have you gone to them before? Believe it or not, no. I think I'm one of those people that if I go to a racing event now, I'm like, I just want to be driving. You know what I mean? So if somebody were like, hey, David, you want to come and test out our dirt car on the dirt track, I would 100% do that. Like, I'd be so down. Corey Burns. Oh, man. Thanks so much for stopping by. Thanks. It's so good to see you. Corey, by the way, everybody has helped me so many times in my YouTube career, whatever you want to call it. I can call up Corey if I need help with something, and he like always delivers. So everybody thank Corey for some awesome videos, including the Evora. He scored me the Evora. That was pretty cool. And then we rode Malibu Canyons, or I think it was Malibu. It was way out there. The Underdog. Thank you so much. Definitely been watching. I really enjoyed the go-kart review. That lightning review, that truck sounded awesome. Yeah, that thing was sweet. I thought that would resonate more. I was really surprised that video did not resonate as much as people. I think you know what it is. I think it's because it's silver. If you scroll down your YouTube feed and you see a silver truck that's clean, it's like, oh, it's a silver F-150. That is a big element to getting people to click, right? It's like I don't really care. I get the point. So, the Underdog, thank you so much for the super chat once again. But yeah, that thing was mental. That thing was awesome. Oh man, Fatesy, not to get too sentimental, but my dad died 6 years ago. I'm sorry to hear that. Used to watch your videos with him back in the day. We watched pirated Top Gear, and he loved it. And Doug, you must say, thank you, man. You know, I'll kind of bounce off of that. And I was just at a wedding. My friend Henry just got married, and if you're pretty hardcore, you might remember about 2-3 years ago. Henry and I unboxed a brand new factory 2JZ bottom end together. That was actually Henry in the video. It was his motor he was building. So he just got married, and we're sitting at the table. We have assigned seating at the reception. Like, wedding happens, we go to the reception. We're sitting down, and we have our name tags and our assigned table, right? Like at a lot of weddings. I sit down and I'm getting to know everybody, and everybody at the table is Henry's friends. So it's his age group, right? Henry's quite a bit younger than me. And so we're chatting and chatting and chatting. And I always try to prioritize other people when I get to know somebody. Like I just think it's just the nicer thing to do than just yapperoonie the whole time. So I'm just like, what where are you from? How long you know Henry, et cetera, et cetera. And the more we got deeper and deeper and deeper, one of his friends, he just kept staring at me like over and over again. He's like, "You look familiar." And I'm like, I don't know. And I'm just like eating my dinner or whatever. And he goes, "Wait, do you have a blue Mustang?" And the whole table was like, "Oh my God." And they're like, "We watched you as kids. We watched you in college with Henry. He introduced us to you, blah, blah, blah." So it was just a really cool feeling that that those people were just excited. That was really neat. Um, and they're like, Henry was going through a time and he watched your stuff. And then I actually met Henry on a TV show, YouTube show called Sorted. You might remember it. It was Rob Ferretti, Matt Fair, and Amelia Hartford reviewing tuner cars, and Tanner Faust. And I went down there, and he was one of the contenders on there. And so yeah, I was there in the behind the scenes of Sorted. Uh, but yeah, Henry was the IS 300 on that show. That means a lot, guys. Seriously, that's awesome. And I'm not just saying that as the generic, thank you guys so much. I love every single one of you. Like, I love those videos where people do imitations of like when a YouTuber blows up, and they say all the lines, right? Um, Jacob, that's actually something I've thought about. I've thought about that a long, long time. Um, because a lot of them got sold, right? A lot of the times people would have me review their car and then they'd almost view that as the last memory of like owning that car. They're like, I had a video, David did it, he gave an opinion, now I have a memory of it and I can watch it. Jasmine sold. Been sold a long time. I did a mini doc on Jasmine for the 10-year anniversary last year, so that was cool. Sorry, I'm letting the chat renew. I'd review Geo Metro, you bet. I would absolutely review Geo Metro. Okay. I am pulling up some notes real quick while the chat loads. I try to take notes before streams to keep my ADHD brain on track here. It bounces around a lot. Plymouth Prowler? No, I've never reviewed the Plymouth Prowler. That's one that got away. It's one that got away. What is a car you'd like to drive and have it? Any Koenigsegg ever. That's number one. Because I know it's like, okay, the reason I talk about it is one, that company just fascinates me. I met Christian von Koenigsegg in 2015, and it's like one of the only times I've ever fangirled. Three, they're like the tuner car guys of the hypercar world. And that's what I love about them. Um, Ford RS 200, that one's way up on the list as well. That's pretty much impossible to find. Um, what else? There's quite a few. I did a video about that about 2 years ago called "Car Reviews That Haunt Me to This Day." That's what it was called. It was like to try and find one. ZR1, brand new ZR1. I want to drive that car so bad. Like that is way up there. And I'm still like, I'm so sad I couldn't make it to that. The color code it's Grabber Blue. I think it's a really simple color code. Blah blah blah. Oh, there's so many. I didn't realize there were so many variations. What's funny is there's in the PPG paint code system, there's TDIB blue, which is the color that Smurf was repainted. So it's a grabber blue base, but a Focus RS nitrous blue layered on top 3 times. So it's one of those things you could do that. I saw somebody say, hold on. How's 1.3 million subs, not even 100 viewers? You can thank YouTube for that because first, it's time, it's early. But two, here's a word of advice. If you're an aspiring YouTuber, subscribers don't matter anymore. Period. They don't. It's all about views and all about being in the recommended tab. If you're not put in the recommended tab, you're not getting views. Just a word of advice if you'd like to become a YouTuber. You could have 50,000 subscribers and do million viewed videos. Yeah, I already got bum 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 ba bum. Hey, and we back. Sweet. I was humming a beat, slapping the bass. Boom. Okay, we back. I apologize for the interruption. I don't do it on purpose. I don't go, I'm just gonna mess with everybody. Just that's just rude. I do like that there is a reconnect feature though. Could you imagine if you had to redo that's what it was like back in the day. When I used to do these, you'd have to redo everything. It was terrible. He's a kill switch. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just like, I don't like this subject. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why it cuts out. Like right now, I'm at, yeah, let's see here. I am at 560 megabits for download speed and 44 megabytes for upload. Your connection is very fast. So, I don't know. Weird. Oh man, everyone's back with the help. Okay, so basically, I'm going to say this as fast as possible. Basically, I had an event. I had to rename it. Thankfully, early on in the stream, we came up with a new name because of I had legal reasons I had to change the name. So we did a big poll of like 20 different names. We came up with a conclusion, and now we're good. And the event is on June 21st. So there you go. Now I have some serious promotion to do. So I got to get that done. What are the next videos of cars you're about to drop next? I could actually show you some. Would everybody like me to do a show and tell of some of the cars I have reviewed recently that are not out yet? Because we have the beautiful screen share option that we could do. All right, give me a second. Okay. Let's see here. Here's some. We can start here. Yes, that rear engine sounds freaking awesome. Definitely email me on that one. So here's my bathtub drive. You guys see this? Let me know if you can see this. So this is from several different trips, if you can see this. Okay, this is really neat. It's an Audi 5-cylinder wagon. Big turbo, made good power, pretty cool stuff. Let's see if I can get an engine shot here. Can you guys see this right now? Just making sure. Oh, dude, if I just shot in RAW, my computer would be screwed. Just because of storage space. Okay, I think I have to separately do that. Hold on. Please hold. Here is that. So check this out. Big turbo, 5-cylinder. And it's so funny because I thought it would sound like crazy. It was actually very subtle. It's very smooth. But definitely the only time I've driven an old Audi 5-cylinder, pre like RS3 and everything. Pretty cool stuff. Close that. Let me do something else. So I bet many of you guys will remember this car. And it was actually the very first time I ever drove one. Never drove one. I'm loading up the window right now so you guys can see it. Give me one sec. Boom. The old Z28. I got to drive this last year. And by the way, I have a huge back catalog that is from last year still that I have to finish because I'm a perfectionist and just time. But yeah, this thing actually blew me away. I think it might be the best Camaro they ever made. It's definitely up there. Like Camaro ZL1 manual, that thing was a ripper, but this thing was so raw, dude. I don't know, man. The LS7 is just crazy. This was built as well. It was awesome. Absolutely awesome to drive. But yeah, it'd be this or the ZL1 to me. The last ZL1 they did. Right. Let's see. This one I plan on editing pretty soon. I don't know how it's gonna do. I'll be honest with you, because to the untrained eye, it doesn't look exciting. But I'm just really hoping that people give it a chance. I don't know. I don't know if people are gonna give it a chance. I'm loading it up right now. Give me one sec. This is still when I was rocking the Panasonic camera. I have my webcam plugged into my 3.0 right now, so it's a little slower. Sorry. Okay. Cressida. This thing was bad, dude. This engine was absolutely crazy in this thing. It was nearly identical to the Soarer I drove. Which that car, I think not enough people knew what the Soarer was, so people didn't connect with it that well either. But yeah, this thing was an absolute sleeper, dude. Yeah, that's the problem, right? It's just not crazy looking, so it just doesn't have a great thumbnail. But let me give me one sec. I do have a shot of the engine. I do have a shot of the engine. Give me 1 sec. I think it was bad, dude. Yeah, it was pretty crazy to say the least, and it was raining outside. So I risked it for the biscuit for this one. I risked it for the biscuit. For sure. Pretty crazy stuff here. Let's go down here. It's another cool one. So this one is kind of near and dear to me right now. This was a last minute thing because a subscriber learned I was in his area and I was about to leave. I was about to go home on my road trip home. And I caught the message right before, emailed him back and said, I'll do it. He said, oh my God, I can't be there for it. So we arranged for the shop that built the car to be there when I was there, and I reviewed the car while he was gone. So he has no idea how the day went. He has no idea how the video is going to be. And the thing was fast. It was fast. Here, I'll pull this up. Let's see. Come on, load. Okay. Boom. The thing was wicked. It was fast. It was pretty awesome. And it was still front wheel drive. But no, he was so excited that I was driving his car. He was like, how's things going? How's it doing? All that kind of stuff. So pretty cool. This thing was so clean, dude. I'm about to pull this thing up. Those were drag tires on the front, yes. This thing was so well done. So well done. I filmed it the same day as the F-150 Lightning I just put out. Pretty awesome. See if I can find an engine shot of that. This guy really put in the work. I'm going to show you the interior too. He put in a ton of work in this thing. His name was Hunter. He was awesome. Like really well done. Good mix between race car, street car, all that kind of stuff. Nice seats, nice harnesses, great shifter. Just nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. My Integra, I still have it, but I'm going to probably sell it soon. This one is very straightforward. It's a Skyline. But the engine bay is just... Let me find a shot of the engine bay. Look at this thing. Look at this thing, dude. Sounded mental. Absolutely mental. Huh, you know what I just thought about? Maybe I could do a video about engine bays, like the best engine bays I've ever filmed. And I don't know if that's that interesting, to be honest. Yeah, just spitballing. Kind of neat, though. It's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Write that down. Write that down. You guys probably won't expect this one. Use that for thumbnails. You mean as in like for the review or the engine bay video I might do? Oh. See, like I've never done engine bay thumbnails. I don't know how that would go because it's not like how people know me. So it's kind of tough. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. You probably understand what I mean. I'm just split about it. So, oh, look at that. Good old RX2. Two rectangles and one thumbnail showcase. Yeah, I could. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a layout, right? If I'm looking at a thumbnail, side by side. If you can't lose if it's both vehicle. Are you guys kind of thinking like how who's a good example? Like Misha. Misha does like the face, then the car, then the text. Like his thumbnails are freaking spot on. Those things are incredible. Like he nailed his thumbnails. I am just such a bad graphic designer. It would take so much practice for sure. Yeah, Sean, I don't really see it that way. I see it more as a survival. You know what I mean? Like I definitely want to stick around, right? That I think what's so, and maybe you guys can give me some insight on this as somebody who's a viewer. I think what's so hard is that like, and I'm sure Dynasty can relate to this too. It's like you create a thumbnail style that most people know, right? And they kind of go, "Oh, that's definitely his." And it works. And then one day it just doesn't, but then it works again, and then it just doesn't, then it works again. So I'm always split on changing my thumbnail style because then I'm like, are people gonna be confused? So that's where I'm kind of like, yeah, yeah, Griffs. I'm just kind of experimenting with the ideas of like cars that don't thumbnail well. Like cars that are really cool in the video, but on thumbnails, they don't thumbnail well. They just aren't cool looking. Kind of like the F-150 I just did. The F-150 I just did was a silver truck, but it was so sick. That car was so sick, right? But it just doesn't thumbnail well. Yes, that's exactly right, Dynasty. Yes, so it does. So I usually upload two thumbnails at once. So they have like the split thing. But it's usually very hard to tell if it actually makes a difference. The problem is that YouTube now bases their thumbnail test on watch time instead of click through rate. So you actually don't really know if people are clicking on it more, which is very annoying because they want to be like, yeah, but if people stay longer, we promote it more. But it still doesn't really give you the data that you really want. So that's why you have like TubeBuddy and stuff. Have you tried including you in the thumbnail? Yes, every time, every single time I've tried it. Now it actually does worse almost every time. And it's funny, I was talking to other YouTubers like Tavarish and other guys. They're like, David, you have to put yourself in the thumbnail. You have to. And I'm like, they don't, for me, for some reason, they just don't land. So I've been sticking to more of the old school kind of thumbnail. What I really miss doing, to be transparent, is when I could just post the photo of the car and be done with it. That's what I did. Back in the day, I would find like the best frame of the car that I liked, screenshot it, boom, it's going up. Now you have to overthink everything. It's a completely different world than it used to be. Yeah, no, underdog. It's been statistically proven that thumbnails are the most important thing for a video now. It's the most important thing. So it's tough. Just a different world now, like I said earlier. Sean, I tried it and they got even worse. So, you might remember, I did a video where I jumped a Miata 50 feet. Like, I risked my life for this video. And I had a guy make 3 thumbnails that I hired for just that video as a test. And it was the worst performing thumbnails I've ever done. So I was like, okay, I got to do more my way. Thankfully, it was okay because it had the right suspension on it. It was, here, I'll show you. Man, they buried this video. Absolutely buried it. It's like at the bottom of the screen. Okay, let me screen share this. So it was well, Griff, every time I smile in a thumbnail, bombs. Doesn't go. Doesn't ever work. It stinks. Because people like negative stuff, and I hate that because I'm an optimistic person. This one right here. This one was one I had a guy do for me. But I tested 10 different thumbnails on it and titles. I did 5 different titles, 10 different thumbnails, and it just wouldn't take off. Oh my goodness. 5th time's the charm. That was annoying. Well, I'm just going to take this as a hint not to do this much longer because this is outrageous what I'm dealing with. Absolutely crazy. It's so annoying. I've used OBS before and it actually just did the same thing. So I just stuck to YouTube. So. Yeah, I don't know if it's the screen share, something, making it not work or something. I don't know. Don't know. Oh no, I know how to set it up. It's just all I have to do is go to the control room on YouTube, copy the link, put it in OBS, boom, there's your stream. So okay, so I am going to probably, as of right now, unless a big wave comes in, I'm probably going to end at 2 hours. We're at 1:56. So I will probably call it then because I think we've answered a lot of things today. How hard is it to add sponsor stuff in videos? It's not that hard. It's just time consuming, right? Just time consuming. Try making open face faces, open mouth faces. Yeah, I've done that too. Like it was. I remember one time I sat down with a very big YouTuber, and this is years ago. This is years and years and years ago. And he's like, "Man, I just don't get like why you have such a hard time with titles and thumbnails." And I said, "Here, do my titles and thumbnails for the next week." And he did, and it was the worst performance of that year. And he was just scratching his head. He's like, "I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you." I'm like, "I don't know." I think my audience is just very different. I think it's a very different audience to most other YouTubers. I think it's just because they've been here for so long that it might be a culture thing. We might have just a different culture on us. When was this? This was 2017. It was 2017. No. When are you going to get on another podcast? Ah, great question. I don't like I think that's another thing too. It's like when it comes to collabing or anything like that or podcasts, you're usually the one asked to come on. You rarely go, "Hey, can I be on your podcast?" Right? So the opportunities are kind of few and far between. It's kind of like one of those things where you don't. I personally don't like inviting myself to places. That's also another thing. David to get on Rogan. That would be cool. I would definitely do that, but I don't think I'm nearly big enough for that. You have to be like way in the stratosphere for that. Oh yeah, Farrah went on years ago. That just came to mind. Have you ever thought about bringing back rating subscribers cars? Yes, but unfortunately, there's so many other channels that this. By the way, this is not plagiarism, or I'm not critiquing. There's so many other channels that do that now. That whenever I did it last time, it just got so messy. I got a lot of messages saying I was copying other people and all that. Plus, the views weren't that great, so that's why I had to stop that series as well. No, I probably won't put a blower on the Coyote Swap car. I already have enough trouble with that car as it is. It's so funny how like that circle. You guys are just talking about Farrah being on Rogan all those years ago. My drift coach Josh Robinson, I think, taught like Tom Segura how to drift one day because he's in Texas. It's just like it's so funny how small the world is with car stuff. But their cars ain't blue though. Ghost is a good boy. Ghost is a good boy. If people don't know, Ghost is my dog. Do you ever drift with T Pain anymore? Yes. Yes, I do. Um, Pain is awesome. I really enjoy working. If I ever get the chance to kind of be around the Nappy Boy crew and everything, it's one of my favorite things to be around. It's a really good time. My friend Hunter, who was in here earlier, is actually their full time content manager. So he works for Nappy Boy because during Cosmic Drift, Hunter actually hired to film for me one night because I just couldn't. It was like one of the only times I've ever hired anybody for anything. And I was like, Hunter, just cover this event for me, please. And when he was done, I said, "Hey, go film Payne over there." And Payne really liked his work. And then now he's the content manager over at Happy Boy Automotive, which is just awesome. The best T-Pain song, objectively, is "I'm on a Boat." Man, what a time! What a time that was. I was having fun with polls earlier. Let's do a random poll. Will we see the Magnum again? I don't know because I haven't been able to fix it, and it's been incredibly expensive. So I might end up having to sell that car too, unfortunately. But it's still safe and sound in Iowa. It was wiring with the Magnum. Yes. I would say the little mountain carver I had was my Integra. Right. I still have it, and uh, it was fun. I enjoyed doing it. I just don't have the cash to go standalone in anything right now. Like the standalone to do in the Magnum would be so much money and so much work. And I have to wire it because the CAN bus went out in it too. So the headlights don't work, the taillights don't work, all that. The gauges don't work. So it's just not worth the money. Like, unfortunately, to do the Magnum videos, it's just too much. It's just too much money for the return. Underdog, that is a question I try not to think about, but I do think about it from time to time. I'd probably get a job at a studio or something because I have a bachelor's in cinema and television. So that's probably what I end up doing, or try to be marketing for a car company or something like that. Keyboard ASMR. Not even a contest. Wow. I think it's that the nostalgia pulling hard in the poll. Yes, Jacob, I have. I was there for the unveil. Believe it or not. Here, one sec. I was on his stream too. If you saw his live stream, his Twitch stream, I was on it. Let's see if I can find it. See, I was there. I'm not bluffing. There he is. There's the booty of the man. Yeah, yeah. Smurf had definitely more reliable years than Blue Jay did. That's for sure. Legend of Corey. Right now, I'm actually working on ProjectCarExchange.com. That's probably the closest thing I got. Patterson Car Care, my detail brand, is on hold right now, just to limitations, budget limitations, all that kind of stuff. So as of right now, it's Project Car Exchange. That's the probably then my next thing I'm thinking about. Boom, there. Would you ever get a Ute? I don't believe so. I did a video on a Ute to kind of test the waters, and no, no Americans were like, "We don't need that here." So, yeah, Graham, that sounds pretty cool. Definitely. Oh, Rush King, this is nothing. Chad, we've gone like 4 hours before, haven't we? I think the average of these is like 3 hours. But yeah, just in time because I'll probably shut down fairly soon. If we get back to 100 views, like 100 viewers, then yeah, I'll stay a lot longer. Yes, people have. I'm not complaining, but yeah, definitely. Excuse me. Yeah, bring on the dead. That is absolutely true. Um, Budget builds anymore really don't exist on YouTube for the most part, in my opinion. At least for the bigger YouTubers, like it is almost impossible. That was what my Integra was supposed to be. My Integra was coilovers, brakes, wheels, and tires, and then the stock motor in it destroyed itself. So that completely got rid of that plan. But that was 2017, right? That was a long time ago. And a lot of people uh, liked that, but yeah, the car just let go. So I got kind of put in a bad situation. But yeah, but the term budget build is so loose, right? Like, because eventually building a project car, especially an old car, like you're gonna have to fix everything, right? You got to fix the bushings, the ball joints, the suspension, the struts, the like there's the control arms. It goes on and on. The bushings, the bushings are such a pain. Um, but yeah. Oh, I know. Do you know what's hilarious? The hilarious thing is the cheapest car I ever did with Smurf. The cheapest one. It was literally like when it was pre supercharged. Smurf was cheap, dude. For like 430 roughly wheel horsepower, it dynoed between 418 and 425 every single time on 93 octane. That car was the car and then an intake tune exhaust. That was it. That's the least amount of money in total. Of course, it was financed because I was a crazy 20 something year old. Um, but other than that, yeah, like parts into it, almost non existent. Like it was crazy how much I got away with that car. Oh my gosh, Brianna. By the way, Brianna, did I see you on Call of Duty yesterday? Because we have to play together and play Warzone. Just a side note. Completely random thought. Okay. I definitely want to do that. That's going to be fun. Maybe I'll do that later. I might go home and go play. Everyone can fill in about how Smurf's doing. My COD playing Warzone nearly every night with DOS and Galib. Count me in. So if you see that gamer tag come in today, especially, then I'll be there because I'm like itching. I'm itching for it. Do you live stream often? Typically once a month, roughly once a month. I usually start around now. I usually go to like 10, but I'll probably get off soon. I keep saying that, but I'll probably get off soon because I need to go home. I've been here all day. Sorry, guys. I'm letting the chat reload. Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? That Battlefront 2 just magically came back. But it's probably because of Andor, because that show's awesome. Have you done something rally focused? Yes. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And there's a reason why you never saw it again. So, unfortunately. Should get a Mach-E rally. I really wanted to drive the Mach-E rally. That would have been fun. I still have the Integra, but I probably plan on selling it. Good God. King style, first gen Coyote. First gen Coyote will just be more reliable. That's my main. Just know a 2014 first gen Coyote is still a fast car. Don't let anybody in this chat say it's not. It's still a fast car. So just be aware of what you got. Be careful. Work your way into it. Rush King, it's for multiple reasons. Financially is a big one. I kind of have to let go of some of my cars just because it's that time, and I just need to. Plus, you have to think of insurance, storage, like all that kind of stuff. So it'll be a big unfortunate help for me to let those cars go, even though I don't want to, but I'm gonna have to. Yes, the Chevy Sonic stunt car is still here, and I need to send that back. No, that makes sense. Hold on. Do you have any haters? Of course I do. Everybody does. It's just part of the game. It's just part of like I think that the bigger the audience you have, the more you have. It's just part of it. Um, I think it comes with the territory with reviewing cars because people tend to get a feeling of why should I listen to this guy? I don't like how his voice sounds. I don't like what he's saying about the car I really like. It just kind of comes with it. And you just have to be prepared for it. And the best feeling ever is when you confront someone was a hater, but in person. And I have done that several times. And people backpedal very quickly. I'm not saying I'm tough, but I will speak up about it. If somebody has said something about me online, I know about it. And they come up to me and say, "Hi, David, big fan." I go, "No, you're not." So I don't get pleasure out of it, but I'm just like, "What about that time you said this?" So yes, I have been through that. It's been interesting. No, there's legit haters. There's legit ones. Like things that have been said that are like, "Oh, he's not playing." Right? And I can't really say on stream because it would, get demonetized. Yeah, LSV tech's a really great setup. Like, especially if you want to talk about like a budget build, that's a budget build to me. Doing an LSV tech. Like it's fun, it's high revving, it's enjoyable, you get to drive it a lot. It's great. Okay. I'm officially clocking out at 2:20. So if there's anything left that people would like to ask, 2 hours and 20 minutes. So 3 minutes left. Waiting for the chat to load. Why blue? It's my favorite color. G. Burris. Oh man, I knew he was in the shadows. He's exactly what Gotham needs. You're not going anywhere. Will you read this pointless super chat realizing you just being held hostage just for a little longer? Here we go. Here we go. And I'm not complaining. I actually think it's hilarious. Oh man. Well, you know what? Fun fact about Brianna Bowman, she watched me on Twitch like 10 years ago, and that's how we became friends. So she's a real OG. First person I hung out with when I moved to Georgia, too. That meant a lot. That was really cool. All right, let's see here. Could you review my truck? Email me and I will take a look. Okay, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Yeah, a whole decade. What do you recommend as a daily in the Midwest? Something all-wheel drive. That's a great question. That's like there's so many options. I mean, trucks are great, obviously. I probably go with a truck. The final countdown. Subaru is a big one, especially when you go to like Colorado and stuff. Like you always see that. SHO, that'd be fun. All right, 219. And of course, the chat is taking like super long to load. Apologize, guys. Throughout the, excuse me, wow. So throughout your career, what drive platforms do you find the most enjoyable? All-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive. It's my favorite for sure. It's just more raw, right? You got to be on your toes a little bit more. Your skill set is a little bit more open to me with understeer and oversteer. Thoughts on trading in an ND3 Miata for a GT350? Completely different driving cars, but both of them are great. I don't think you would regret having either of them. The GT350, just make sure it's post 2017, I believe, is when they fixed the filter thing. The underdog, oh, he got me with 2 seconds to go. Thank you for the super chat. I never hear you curse on video. I'm wondering, is that the same off camera? Gotta find something to ask you. No, I do curse off camera, but I try to keep my videos family friendly and also demonetization things just in case. I don't curse like a sailor, but I'll drop an F bomb every now and then for sure. And it's so funny when people hear me curse in person, they go, I do bleep on my vids, yes. Oh, Brianna, the chat helped me rename Dude Kana today to Tandem Trials. I went through 20 different names. I think it's a pretty solid name, at least for now. That Dude in Blue presents Tandem Trials. I think it's not that bad. Not that bad. Sean, thank you for the super chat. Austin added to the hostage fund. Zio C8 with Zio 7 or no? Absolutely. The Zio 7 is amazing. It is like I hate admitting when the more expensive package is so much better than the normal Zio 6. It is. It is that much better. Oh, you probably did hear me curse on Halo. That's for sure. Lincoln Town Car. Yeah. I'm actually going to re-review that pretty soon. He turboed it. Yeah, the Zio 7 with aero and tires, absolutely incredible. Absolutely bananas. Absolutely. Like I always say C8Z07 is God mode. Like it's unbelievable. That's why I am I feel like old reference. Remember Timmy Turner's dad and he's like, and this is where my trophy would be if I had one. And that's how I feel about not getting to drive the the ZR1. I'm so sad. The more we talk about it, I'm like, God dang it. Oh God, hi TJ. Hi. The answer is yes, and you know it. Because every time we hang out, I'm usually in like a black hoodie or something that everybody has to make a joke. I was just about to leave, TJ. I was just about to leave. I was just about. Look what you did. Look what you did. Just in the nick in time. Nick of time. My God. My man over here, like, I survived racing in Rush in the rain at Road Atlanta and comes in and holds me hostage. By the way, you guys should go check out that series. It's very cool. G. Burris, you're never going home. Do you still watch SpongeBob? Five favorite childhood TV shows. Yeah, I still. SpongeBob was like the first three seasons is like my comfort show. Like the first three seasons, and then childhood shows. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I have to think about that. I'll get back to you on that one. Would you rather own a knife? Man, G Willikers, CJ, why are you asking me these things? It's like you have a decision or something. Okay. 997 point. Oh my God, Maiko, thank you so much for that super chat with no comment. Okay, I will fill in that super chat for you in a second. Okay, 992 GT3. 992, I'm so sorry, TJ. 992 being like the newest of the new GT3. Is it the newest model? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Oh, we're gonna play this game. You're gonna make me choose between two cars. Yes, newest are okay. So I've driven both of them. The 997 is it's like arguably the most pure 911 I've ever driven. Like this is such a bad comparison. It's like if you took the rawness of like a Miata and put it in the back and it revved really high and it was still comfortable and you could still drive it every day, right? I drove the newest GT3 and I really enjoyed how crazy it was and how fast it was and everything. But I was almost like, okay, I'm going to take a break now, So it's like it's so capable and so great. I get that. Um, but I see why a lot of people are going back to the 997. I get why they're so expensive because I think they're great. I drove Rob Ferretti's years ago. Oh man, Chris Toller. I just met him at a wedding, Henry's wedding. So everybody go show Chris love. Plug your tattoo shop, sir, because he does amazing tattoos. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Um, Sorry, I'm deep in thought here because the scream of the 992 GT3 echoing through trees and stuff, like unbelievable. But the comfort and like the simpleness of the 997, mm, oh my God, this is so hard. This is so hard. I want to let the chat decide because I think I've made my decision. I probably get 997. I probably get a 997. Now that I think about it, because you can still track it. It's still going to be raw. It's still going to be comfortable. It's still fairly modern. You can find parts for it. It's not like you're getting a yellow bird or something, like a roof or something, right? Um, yeah, I think that's it. Thank you, Jed Buttons, voice coach. I love that name. Jeebers, okay, you've had time. Favorite? Okay. 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 I'll say SpongeBob's number one. If I'm talking like childhood, see like the early. early seasons of all that, Amanda Show and Drake and Josh. I'll kind of combine all those. I was a Nickelodeon kid. Does that help? I did watch a lot of Disney. I like Dexter's Lab as well on Cartoon Network. Is that 5? I think that's 5. Okay. It didn't help that I watched the Nickelodeon documentary about all the shenanigans that went on behind the scenes, though. That made me sad. Oh yeah, Brianna, I missed out on the tickets because I was talking to Alejandra about it, and it was my 10th year in a row, and she's like, maybe just wait and hold off on buying it to see if you want to go again. And I didn't think it would sell out, so that was my bad. Well, TJ, the poll also agrees, so here we go. Have you thought about doing a video on rating all the Mustang generations? Maybe. Actually just watched, I think on my recommended the other day, Doug DeMiro just did that on their Cars and Bids YouTube channel. And they all argue over it. Rocker's Modern Life, really good. And also the voice of Heifer ended up being the voice of SpongeBob. Fun fact. Full of those facts. That would be another YouTube channel I'd just start. Useless Facts Encyclopedia. Man, there you go. Sorry, the chat is loading. I apologize, chat. You've kept me here another 10 minutes almost. Jimmy, yes. Best Miata generations? Oh, that's actually really hard because I have a great opinion about all of them. You know what I think is the most underrated is the NC. The NC is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It's an RX-8 with a motor that works. And the RX-8 handles amazing, right? I think the NC is underrated. I think it's amazing. I think it's great. I think it's great. Yeah, there's one in town here. I totally was supposed to review. It was turbo and everything. So got to do that. Did you watch the past round of FD? Yes. Yes, I did. What a weird Formula Drift round. That was just so weird. Like all the people you would assume that would advance all lost. Like I'm like, what is happening? And it was right after I went to my buddy Henry's wedding. I went back to the hotel and just I didn't get on social media or anything. I just watched the rerun, and I'm just like, what is happening right now? I just thought it was funny when Federico collided and the entire chat went, "Mamma mia!" Mike O coming in hot with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Hey man, I met you 3 years back when doing a service for you at your house. I'm the bug guy. Oh yeah, that's right. Anyways, I have a 3-valve. I'm looking to have its engine built. Any recommendations? Ooh, that's tough. If you're looking, if you're 3 valves. Oh, man, that's tough. I know Mustang Lifestyle might have an answer for that. Andrew, he's great. He's down in Florida, but he's a really good and reliable guy. So that's my gut feeling is to ask that question first. Let's see. Yes, his chase was insane. Jeepers, coming in hot once again. SpongeBob, Dexter's Lab, Cow and Chicken, Ed and Eddie, Rocket Power for me. You didn't ask, but I figured you'd tighten the shackles. I appreciate that. And yeah, Talk about courage. That show creeped me out so much as a kid. It just made me think of like, cow and chicken and stuff. Thank you so much for the super chat, Cheaperist, though. Victor coming in with another super chat. Your top list of cars that emission standards ruined or crippled. That is a great question. BMWs. That's definitely one. Because E92 M3, awesome car. Rod bearing issues, we know. RX-8, that's great. That's a great question. God, that's such a good question. Wow. Because the EVAP was primarily part of why the RX-8 was so unreliable. Let's say you see, yeah. Okay, let's say RX-8. I'm gonna say, I'm sorry, I'm thinking. I'm sorry, I apologize. E92. I'll say Subarus. They have way later in their lifespan. They got way more resonators and cats and everything else. I'll say STI. I'll say Challenger. I'll say Challenger because they went to EV, and now it's a Charger. That's a great one. I need one more. I apologize. I'm thinking. I'm going down the rabbit hole. I don't know if the Eclipse was ruined by emissions, though. By the way, I saw a last generation Eclipse at Quick Trip the other day, the gas station. I was like, I never see those anymore. I never see those anymore. I just thought about that. I'll say C63. Yes, that is a great one. There you go. There's top of my head. I totally forgot. I reviewed the M5 and just never released it. I need to edit it still. So, totally forgot about that. Oh my god. I need to write that down. The head's got a lot going on up here, guys. Ferrari's got absolutely cooked as well. I actually was more impressed with the new M5 more than a lot of people. I was very fair about it, and yes, it's too heavy, but it's still bonkers fast. It's bananas fast. What's a fast, reliable, but not cheap car? Porsche, all of them. Like, they're bulletproof, man. Like, modern Porsches are just unstoppable. It's amazing. Hmm. You guys are good. You guys are good. I've been here in almost another 20 minutes. Oh man, and Mr. Father Five Fire's back once again. Maiko, that's a phenomenal question. What's your opinion? Build 3-valve, buy S550, C7 Corvette. I would not build the 3-valve personally. I would either get the S550 or the C7 Corvette. S550, maybe the biggest aftermarket ever. Like you can build those cars in a day. C7 is an amazing value. If you want a more like tight handling car, like you're real down low, it's efficient, it works. C7's an awesome car. Absolutely awesome car. S550, if you want to build the car, in my opinion. Like if you want to do crazy stuff, I'd go S550. C7ZRL. I'm assuming ZR1. That thing is bananas. Like, that's one of my favorite cars I've ever driven. C7ZR1. Absolutely incredible. If someone revived the old Kato's meet in a different location, would you make an appearance? Maybe, but here's the thing. So I was in Virginia about 2 years ago, and I went on the Facebook of Kato's car meet, which had been a wasteland. And I posted, "See you tonight at this time," and I just showed up, and people showed up. So it was kind of a cool, like, impromptu thing, just to reunite a lot of people, and it was neat. We all said hi, and we went home. Um, but yeah, amazing times back then. I'm very nostalgic about that time period of my life for sure. And it was interesting that, like, that time period, that entire car scene had my back. Like, it was just so cool to it was a small car scene, but everybody there knew everybody and they all were supportive of me. Like, it was just such an amazing time. Any VA trips planned? Maybe. I'm working on it. We'll see. The Tiburon. I've never driven a Tiburon, believe it or not. So I'd rather hold my breath. I actually remember really wanting one when I was young, but I never driven one. What's one car you've always wanted to build but never got the chance to? A GT40. Like, I love the GT40, and I finally got to review a GT40, and it was like one of the best days ever. That's definitely up there. Have you ever made a trip to Mississippi? No, not. I haven't officially gone there. I've passed through a bunch, but I haven't officially gone there. I usually drive through Mississippi when going to Louisiana for, like, hybrid racing based out of Baton Rouge. So cut through there. 350Z or E46 M3 for weekends and starting to get into track stuff. E46 M3 for handling, 370Z for drifting. That's my opinion. Have you driven a Jay-Z swapped XB? I almost did at one point, but I'd love to. Absolutely love to. C6 Vet Grand Sport, high mileage but very cheap, or C506 with low miles but pretty darn expensive. I would do the C6 Grand Sport with high mileage. That's what I would do. Whew. I'm getting smarter. No, I'm not. Ooh, C6 Grand Sport, C7 Grand Sport. My problem is if I had a Corvette, I want to drift it. That's my issue. So the C7, I feel like, is just too nice. Victor Bryce, thank you for the super chat. If the 25-year import law wasn't a thing, what, if anything, would you import today? If Okay, I'm gonna set the stage. And by the way, Underdog, I'm gonna get to your question. So let's set the stage. Let's pretend like all of these cars like weren't as forbidden fruits because of the 25 years, right? Say we could have imported Skyline Supras or whatever. There was one point in time I talked to somebody in Australia that had a Baltic blue Toyota Supra, but this is way before it was legal. And he was like, "Hey man, if you pay me and you come visit, I'll hold the car here for you until it's legal." He wanted like 4 grand for it. Like, I'm like, "Oh my god," but I didn't trust the guy. Like, I didn't know him, right? Um So probably Supra probably because they're so expensive here. Um, I've always been a sucker for the Mark IV. Even though I know like R32s, 33s, 34s, they in my opinion they drive better than the Supra, handling wise and everything. But when it comes to nostalgia, the sound, everything, I love Supras. I always have. So it would probably be more of like an emotional decision than a smart decision. Plus, here in America, I see a lot more people have problems with RBs than 2Js. That's another decision. Oh, sorry, underdog. I apologize. I saw you look at the clock. Yes, I did. I looked over at the time. Favorite Star Wars movie and why? Funny story you say that. I've been rewatching them. Literally, like yesterday, I was watching one. I saw Andor season two. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I think it's one of the better pieces of Star Wars content Disney has made because I have my opinions about Disney Star Wars that aren't great. Um, I think Mando season one's great, and I think the sequel trilogy is pretty rough. But I was interested in going through the timeline again, so I watched Andor season two, then I watched Rogue One, then I watched New Hope, then I watched Empire, then I watched Jedi. I think overall, I think Empire is still the best movie they ever made. That's I know it's like the go-to answer, but I think it's the best movie. It's the special effects are still incredible, even though they're stop motion, like all that. I still think it's great. Okay, Dune is great. Dune Part 2, I actually drove 2 hours to the biggest laser screen on the East Coast to go see. It was amazing, and it's beautiful. But yeah, the lore is so much it's so in depth unless you're like a super nerd about Dune that a lot of people get lost when they watch Dune. At least and we all know that Tatooine is basically Arrakis, right? So it's very based on it, but it's like a dumbed down version. Like once you can't unsee it, right? Um, but yeah, I grew up like Star Wars. I did watch Ahsoka, and I'm very familiar with Ahsoka in the Clone Wars TV series. Yes, I think they could have done a better job personally. I don't know why they made Rosie O'Dawson, who's like such an incredible actress, just stand there with like the same face and be stoic the whole time. I just didn't quite understand that, and just a lot of it didn't make much sense in my opinion. But I think there's better shows. Uh, so that's just my opinion on it. Do you watch Marvel movies, MCU in general? I got so lost with the timeline after Endgame. I gave a bunch of the TV shows a chance. Like I watched WandaVision and I watched Loki season one and part of two, but I just got so it got so convoluted that I was like, okay, I'm out. Like I just they need to reset. That's a great question, Victor. Vehicles today that could be icons for new films, kind of like the DeLorean of Back to the Future. Not quite sure. That's a great question. Rings of the Sith, I think that is the best prequel. I think that is definitely the best prequel of those. I'm going through my notes. Blue, you know this. Of course it'd be blue. In fact, if you do some deep diving on YouTube, you'll see me with a blue lightsaber. So yes, the memes did make Revenge of the Sith more lovable. 100%. Have you driven a front engine Porsche? Yes. Reviewed a Panamera GTS hybrid, the same one that had the 918 hybrid system in it. And I've driven the 944. Um, yeah, I've driven two Panameras and the 944 twice. That's right. Myco. Oh yeah, it got totaled, and then that was it. I just got rid of it. I took off the blower, and I was like, I'm done. I was like, I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't have the professional attitude or also just technical ability to bring it back. I just had no interest in that. Especially after what happened with Smurf. I was just not willing to go down the hole again to buy it back. I was just like, I just want to start new. But I've been daily driving a Miata ever since. Do you got? Oh yeah, Father Firefighter. Do you know the story of why Mace Windu has a purple lightsaber? Because when they went up to Samuel L. Jackson, they said, "Do you want green or blue?" And he said, "Nah, I want purple." And that's it. They said, "Okay." um, yeah, no, I've definitely thought about selling my project cars and kind of starting anew with my with in fixing Smurf and stuff like that. But the question is like, especially with the newer Mustangs, like I kind of did that whole video breakdown about why I never bought an S650, which that video did really well. I'm very happy that did well. Um, yeah, I love the S650 Mustang. It's just, the ECU is locked and it's too expensive and blah blah blah. But no, I just don't see myself as of right now. Plus, I'm not really in the financial position unless I sold my other project cars to buy another Mustang or just newer car in general. Um, there's really good cars in the market right now. I mean, there really is. So I'd have to think about it. GT350. I mean, it is an amazing car, but it's one of those things where it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, but like with when I decide to purchase a car, I have to do two things. I have to go, will I like this? And will my audience also like this? Because it is an investment. And dude, I go through that so much. Like I have to really deep dive into that. Because it's not like I've explained many times. If I was doing 100K a video every single time or 200K a video every time, oh yeah, I could just be like, I could take the risks, but I can't take those risks anymore. So I have to be very careful with that stuff. You pull out the second question. Honestly, I think the most affordable car today that is probably the best purchase is probably not what people expect. I think it's a GR86. I think it is the best car for the money today. 100%. I love that car. You can drift it, you can autocross it, you can road race it, and it's fast enough compared to its predecessor. You can get it for very cheap. You can finance it for very cheap. The interior is good enough. You can buy it with Steelies. Um, we don't have the GR Yaris here, but GR Corolla still goes for quite a bit of money. You're still going to pay at least probably 35, 36. When you get a GR86 under 30, which is pretty amazing. Um, I just see, Sean, here's my problem with the whole engine popping thing. I think it's a lemon thing because I have done 4 9-hour drift events at redline RPM, bouncing the RPM, and never had a problem. I don't know what it is. I personally don't understand it because I beat the ever loving out of that engine in 4 different ones for Toyota and Subaru. So I just don't know. I don't know what's happening. It's just kind of odd. Yeah, I know like why it's happening, but at the same time, I just don't think as it's just like the Focus RS problem. Like the Focus RS problem was way overblown. Like way overblown. And I think this is kind of debatable. This is more of like, but they'll fix it. Just don't buy a first year. That's how I see it. They'll fix it. See, I did 40 laps in the GR86 at Utah, and I did probably 30 at Monticello, and I beat the dog out of it. So I just don't know. I don't know. I just have weird luck with things. I'm not surprised about that with the Z. Oh, speaking of, guess what? I finally drove the Nismo Z. I finally drove it. Yeah, so I'll have a video for that. I'll have a video for that pretty soon. I will say I got great footage of it. I'll show you that if I can pull that up. One sec. Um, mm, 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 mm. Okay, here. It was a looker. The one I drove looked very, very nice. Um, sorry. I actually did a very different review style too. Intro's kind of different, where I just talk about it, then I drive it. So it'll be kind of a good test to see what people think of the format. So let me pull this up. Hopefully it doesn't kill the stream. So there it is. I drove the Nismo Z, and Nissan was kind enough to lend it to me. I had it for about 6 days. The thing with press cars that I really, really like is that I spend a lot of time with them. I find the nuances with them. I find the little things about them. And I find the good things and I find the bad things. Um, and, I discovered a lot. But the number one thing is that it's $70,000. This car is $70,000. And I just can't. I just can't justify it. I can't. It's insane. Especially with the manual Supra being in existence. The manual Mark V Supra is phenomenal. I never thought I would like it that much, but that car is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And you have like the Nissan Altima backup camera that's like a potato. You know what I mean? Like when you get in there and you're like, oh my God. Like that's what I'm saying. It's just too much. It's just too much. So yeah, that's a great thing to say about car reviewing. Like I think it's necessary for the cars to live with it for a week. Tuner cars I can knock out, dude. Like as Mr. Father Firefighter has seen, I'm very very quick and I can knock out modified cars very quickly because typically I have experience in that platform before, so I can compare and contrast in this crazy brain of mine, get a feel for it, come up with some of the parts, how they do it. Yes, but when it comes to brand new cars, where a hardworking person like you might make this ridiculous big purchase, yeah, it's important to have time with it. It's very important. Um, definitely, 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 definitely. The GTD did a lap time I kind of expected. I think a lot of people were expecting to go faster. Um, I mean, for their first go, it's pretty amazing, but it is a lot of money. It's like this weird. I don't know, but I think the car is awesome regardless. I really wish I got to drive one. Like, oh god, I would love to drive that. You want to talk about a review? There's one. Somebody said earlier today, "What do you want to drive?" I'm like, that. That's one. Oh, to fill in people, Sir Father Firefighter had the Mistachrome Cobra I reviewed a few months back, and it's very pretty car, very well done. What's funny, I got an email. I forgot to tell you this, Father Firefighter. I got an email from somebody who had your car, like a similar setup. He's like, "There's no way it made that much horsepower." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, it did. It sure did." I think the B58 is a superior engine. Uh, yes, Mystic Cobra, not Mistachrome. I'm sorry. Um, I think the B-58 superior in many ways. Well, you guys called my bluff. I've been here almost an extra hour, so the B-58 so far has seemed to do pretty good. It seemed to have done pretty good overall. Excuse me. Okay, what car magazines were we reading in high school or college? Modified Mag, Super Street. Super Street was probably the biggest one. And Motor Trend, probably. Car and Driver as well. And Road and Track. Yeah, I read all of them. Between Shelby, Celine, Roush. Consistency, Shelby, 100%. 100%. 100%. When you think you're going nowhere, I mean, with 2 minutes to go to the 3 hour mark, just had to do it again. Oh, gee, Willikers, you twisted my arm. Imagine telling people that people who support you literally just, in a way, bribe you to stay. The world we live in. The world we live in. Oh, Mr. Ultra Magnus coming in at almost the 3 hour mark. My man. Sean, that ain't that some bull crap, dude. I would definitely make a video about that. That's interesting. That's interesting. I don't know if that would get a little too political, as they say, or common sense. Z32 is good. I actually just released a silver Z32 review about a month ago. I reviewed the Z32 4 times, I believe. I think it's a great car. It just sucks to work on. That's the only downside. You just got the notification. I read engagement the same time I said notification, so I got notification. God, YouTube is so awful with notifications. I swear. I swear, man. Father Firefighter, I would have said your number. Yeah, spot on. Yeah, my YouTube channel likes to have a stroke when it comes to notifying people I've uploaded or gone live. It's not very nice to me. Let's see. Oh my god. You found me from the community post. Wow. Well, that definitely validated me doing those. I appreciate you doing that. I appreciate you guys looking me up and doing that. But it's tough because like I feel like when I upload something, it's like if you were to go into a restaurant and ask if they had food in the back. You know what I mean? Like that's what it feels like. It's tough. Okay, that justified that. That helped me out as well, showing me that it's worth doing those Instagram ones too. Oh boy, streaming on Twitch, that's such an endeavor. It's such an endeavor. And I don't know if you remember the sad ending, Brianna, but it was because a Russian hacker took my Twitch account. And that's why I was never able to get it back. Oh man, what a bummer. YouTube recommended this. Okay, interesting, interesting. Ooh, that's cool, Ultra. That is awesome. I found you through a MySpace. Hey, bro, those top eights go hard, brother. Okay, it is been 3 hours, so you might have to hold me hostage again. If not, that's okay, because I'm gonna go home and relax and go see my dog, because my dog probably needs to be fed. Uh, Gee- oh, G Burris. Thank you, G Burris. Might as well throw away the keys at this point. If you could work with Koenigsegg to design a car, would you do and name it? Definitely would do it. Um, you know what's interesting? Koenigsegg. I don't know if I ever told you this story. Um, the day I met him was the day he signed that poster right there. And it was the day the Regera was unveiled. I met him at the Geneva Auto Show, first and only time I've been to that auto show. And I went straight to Koenigsegg, and he unveils the car, and he looks at it, and he comes right up to me. And what was so funny was before the unveil, I had a small chat with him, and he noticed I was dressed like this at Geneva, t-shirt, jeans. I was Happy Gilmoreing at the bougiest auto show in the world. So he came up to me first, and he goes, "Hey man, does it look like a Koenigsegg?" I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You know, like the car. You know, you've seen it now. Does it look like a Koenigsegg?" I'm like, "You are Koenigsegg. Of course it looks like a Koenigsegg." But I was very flattered that he was like coming up to somebody who was a fan and being like, "What do you think of it?" I mean, that's really cool. That was a really cool feeling, and it was fairly early in my career too, so it was pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know what I would design it or name it. I have no idea what I would name it. Seema's back. Seema's completely back. Almost back to normal, I would say. I hope Forza Horizon 6 exists, but I think they're so focused on Fujimi Kaido and everything else at Motorsport that they just haven't, you know. All right, I'm doing a hard line at 3 hours, 10 minutes. I gotta go home. Hard line. Ultra, next time I'll start later in the evening. I started at like 4 p.m. Eastern time. So it was pretty early on, but it was mostly because I had an urgent thing to get help with, which is why the title of the stream is Help Me. And we sorted it out in like the first 30 minutes. I had to rename a car event that I had to fix for legal reasons. So everybody pitched in and helped me out. Victor Bryce, thank you again. Should K cars come back like the Honda Beat or AutoZam? I don't know if they would sell here. You know, I think the Slate truck will be an interesting case study on that. If small vehicles can come back in the United States, Europe, absolutely. Japan, I think they do great. Here, not really sure. I do miss all the crazy bumpers everybody had in that era for sure. Oh yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, the AutoZam because he has an SC too. Didn't he do Ducana with us? Or sorry, formerly known as Ducana, and now it's Tandem Trials. Oh man, that just comes off really nice. Tandem Trial. I like it. I like it. I'm just going to type this out again as a victory lap. That's pretty, that comes off the tongue pretty good. I'm pretty happy about that. And you guys helped me with that. Tandem trials confirmed for Forza Horizon 6. IGN be like 7 out of 10. That's crazy. A GLI. That is bananas. 700 horsepower. Nope, I have no news about getting a new car at the moment. I'm more focused on getting to the point where I need to sell a lot of mine. So, more focused on that at the moment. It's stressful. It's pretty stressful, Ultra. Um, and since I took so long to come up with a new name, it's going to be very hard to market this time around. Brianna, I'm going to need your help getting me some drivers for this one because marketing, it's coming too late, unfortunately. But oh well, new name, new event. We'll see how it goes. Okay, 50 seconds. While this is happening, 50 seconds, I want to thank everybody who came to the stream, especially from how early I started at 4. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate every single one of you. Everybody who did super chat. There is no escape. I have to go, G-Burst, but thank you. Your favorite color is blue, and I guess my favorite color. Blue, white, green, black, purple. And I do have to go this time around. Normally, I would stay with the hostage, but I'm not this time. But thank you guys. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time. Let me know in the comments when you want me to stream next. I'll see you guys. Thank you. G-Burst is black. You got it. Okay, bye.